Hi, welcome to the Park Moms podcast. We're your host, Hayley.
I'm Becca.
This is a place where we laugh and chat about the chaotic bliss of raising young kids.
So whether you're about to take a hot mom walk or start a load of laundry, let's get to yapping.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it
I
today.
don't know why I sing that.
What?
I
Saying
don't know
what?
why I sing that. Like,
Oh.
let's get to it.
Because we're in a very singy mood. Should we just start with the first
let's start
update?
with the elephant in the room, which is
Green.
What?
Everything's green. Anyone ringing a bell?
So we both saw Wicked this week, and we, like everyone else, are obsessed. I can't stop singing it.
Now I'm defying gravity.
Nothing that there ever was.
Are you happy now?
Bring
Me
Wait, between us, who's the Glinda and who's the Alphaba?
Well, I don't know. You seem blonder to me. So I feel like
the same color hair.
No, are you kidding?
Okay, not looks wise, obviously, because
that's what I initially thought too. I'm green.
No, like personality wise, who's the Glinda?
So like the personality traits, there's like one's like smart and quiet, and one's like popular.
So we're both neither.
We're both popular.
Popular.
You wanna be popular. This is gonna get really fun, really fast.
Like, this is the point where everyone's turning off the podcast. They're like, shut up.
A lot of podcasts sing though, and they never sing well, so it's fine.
So we're right on track.
Okay, but green for obviously Wicked, which was absolutely amazing. If you haven't seen it yet, go see it. It was like, I feel like even better than like the play in a way. I mean, obviously the play's live, so you have that, but the production was so good.
It was so
the
good.
Cast, like every person was like a good singer. Okay, but doing it's kind of shocking. What? You know, Ariana Grande is actually dating the Munchkin.
Yes. I went with my mother-in-law and sister-in-law, and I told her that, and I was like, oh, I probably just ruined the whole thing for her. Do you know the whole like lore behind that story?
No, I don't know anything.
Oh, what?
No.
You didn't hear about this when it was going down?
Oh, wait. Did he get divorced or something?
He was married. His wife was pregnant. Ariana was also married. Ariana Grande.
Oh, yeah, because she was married to that one guy.
They were having an affair.
Who was she married to?
Some random.
Yeah, like a lawyer or something.
He had a lawyer?
No, he was he wasn't in the pop industry, right?
I don't think so.
Anyway.
But honestly, I don't keep up with people very well, but yeah, the lore of that, like Ariana Grande, and then he played SpongeBob in a Broadway production, so everyone was calling him like the SpongeBob guy for a while. And no, the lore is deep.
And she's obviously stunning. Plus, her voice is so good. I always have thought she's a good singer, but I watched her one season on The Voice, and she was like a coach, and she was.
I didn't know she was on The Voice.
Yeah, I think a few seasons back. Anyways, and she was so good, and like everyone wanted to be like her, and I totally got it. So, also on the green front, kind of got our Christmas vibes going here. It's officially December, so we're excited to get the night started with the pod.
I will say that's one of the hardest things about the podcast is like we're recording at night once our kids are asleep, and this is the first time I've gotten ready all week, and I'm going to get ready to go record a podcast and then go immediately home. And
I feel like your hair would stay for day 2 though, right?
No. It
really?
will look like this, and I'll wake up in the morning and will literally be like crunchy and weird. That's why I was asking you, should I sleep in a silk bonnet?
Oh,
but
it looked beautiful.
I asked my husband if he would laugh if I slept in a silk bonnet, and he said that I can't sleep in one.
No, so many people do, men as well.
Really?
Yes, I see it on Love Island all the time.
I'll get him a matching one, and then he can't come.
Yeah, and then you have a mask and everything. They even have the little pimple things on. Like, it's like when you go to bed, you don't have to look glam. You don't have to look ugly on purpose.
Okay, I'm gonna try. Yeah, they just say the uglier you go,
wait, we didn't.
The prettier you wake up.
Exactly. We did not mention our gear.
See the back. Gear, as Becca likes to call it.
The merch. Okay, should we show the back?
Let me see. Can you show it? Good. Well, your hair is covering it. All right. Basically, we designed the cutest sweatshirts of all time. They say Park Mom, established 2024, and then on the back it says Meet Me at the Park.
They're very cute.
And we're still
doing hat.
If we'll eventually sell them. We'll have a website. But as you guys know, we are in very early days of the podcast, and we just wanted an excuse to make cute merch. Yeah, so it's really just for us right now. But
we actually mentioned on the last podcast we probably will do a giveaway with either the sweatshirt or our set that we built, that we designed.
We sewed it ourselves.
Basically.
Okay, let's get into park chat life lately.
Okay.
Let's start with you, because the last time we recorded, you were on your way the next day to something very exciting.
Oh, yes. Okay, so it's funny because we actually haven't recorded since like mid-November because we needed to record before Thanksgiving. And so we have quite a few life updates, but we ended up going to Disneyland, which we mentioned on the last podcast, and it was actually amazing. Like, if you can possibly make this work, it was like such a good experience just taking like our oldest son, because it was all about him. It was honestly a little more affordable because we weren't like bringing all the kids, and we were able to actually do like all the rides as well. And so we just did one day at Disney and flew the day before and flew home the next day, and it was so cute. Like, for his birthday, he was like freaking out. He's just like, I can't believe you did this. Like, and I think I told you, like, his idea before was like setting up the Christmas tree.
Yeah, that's what he thought was going to be his birthday.
Yes. And so when we actually took him to Disney, he was like stoked and so happy. And when he walked in the like downtown Disney, he goes, "Where am I?" And then he started reading like like he was like trying to sound it out, and he's like, "Disneyland," and he freaked out. And he had like really no clue what Disneyland even really was, but ended up being such a fun day. It was so nice just to focus on him too.
I love the video of him asking the security guard, like, "Where?" He's like, "Where am I?" And do they tell him like you're at Disneyland?
No, they were like, "Where do you think you are?" I think they knew it was a surprise.
That's
and then
so cute. It makes me want to cry.
When he figured it out, he was like dying. And we also went to that restaurant, Din Tai Fung. Have you been there?
Yes, it is my death row meal.
Okay, I did not think I was gonna love it, and I
you're
loved
a picky
it.
Eater.
I'm a little bit of a picky eater. I'm really weird with textures, and I thought it was gonna be kind of soggy. I don't know why. That was my like the dumplings, because they said they were in broth, and I was like,
yeah, but it's the #1 restaurant in the world.
Really?
No, we have gone to Vegas. We have gone to California just to go to Din Tai Fung.
Okay, you said there was a dessert that Camden loves. What was it again?
It's the chocolate dumplings.
I got those, and they were.
He gets his own, like, you get, I don't even know what they're called, but you get like a tray. He gets his own tray and no one is allowed to touch them. Like, he's like, these are mine.
I ate the whole tray as well.
Yeah, they're so good.
So good. Do you like Disneyland? Are you guys like a Disney family?
I wouldn't say we're a Disney family. I grew up in California, so we grew up going to Disneyland very often. But now, I don't know. It's so expensive.
It's so expensive. Like, we don't go frequently. This is like the only time we've really ever been. And it was obviously amazing. But I honestly feel like downtown Disney is almost just as fun. Like, if you're in California and you still want to give them a Disney experience, like that was like a really fun part.
We would just go, like, because we thought we were so cool, we could like drive ourselves. We would just go down to downtown Disney.
Really?
Even though we couldn't afford any of the restaurants, and we would just like hang out.
We could get like a beignet or something.
Yeah, that's what we did.
I actually don't feel like the Disney food is that good though.
Really?
I see like all these TikToks, like
macarons.
Okay, that was another problem because like I think they just released all the like winter desserts and stuff. The lines were so long in the bakeries, we weren't really able to do the bakeries. But we did get the chimichanga breakfast, and it was pretty good. Oh, that was good. I saw it on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so we did Disney, and then obviously you went on a fun trip as well.
Yes, I went to New York with my husband. We visited my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, and it was so fun. Do you know what made me realize?
What?
Our lives here are so comfortable.
Yeah.
And like in the best way. I loved being in New York. It's so fun. The food is so good. We went like vintage shopping and antique shopping in Brooklyn and ate at all the best restaurants. But I cannot imagine, and I know people do it because we saw kids everywhere, but having kids and like trying to take them on the subway, like every time I had to ride the train, I just imagined my 3-year-old like trying to corral her and like corral my kids.
Not touch
everything. So it was so much fun, but it made me grateful for where we live. And I honestly love being a suburb mom.
Yeah, it's so nice. And I'm sure there's like pros to living in a city with kids. And I'm sure you get like down to a routine of like, okay, here's what we do. Like, and I bet you also get out a lot because like if you are in like a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom apartment,
you can't just like hang out in your house.
And that's why they have so many like fun, cool things to do. So I'm like, I do think it'd be a really great experience from the friends I know that do it. I'm like, they love it. But I also am like, I'm glad we do have the space too. I'm a suburb mom for a reason.
I'll just go a few times a year, get my fix, and then come back to pay my HOA fee.
Yeah. Honestly, love New York though. I haven't been in a long time, but I love New York.
Okay, we have to talk about this because a couple weeks ago you asked me if I had a celebrity lookalike.
Okay, wait, do you have one now? Oh no, I'm scared.
I said no because I think I blocked this out, but I realized because it happened again. Every single time I have a TikTok go viral or an Instagram go viral, which I've probably had like a good 8 or 9 videos hit like almost 1 million views. Someone comments and tells me that I look like Angela from The Office.
Oh, do you know what? I actually do remember this. You have told me this before, and that is such a diss, honestly.
So mean, because when someone, I'm like not saying that Angela is not beautiful. I just think like when I see a picture of Angela, I'm like, dude, I don't feel like I
know
look
her
like
character from The Office. Plus, she's
Yes.
significantly older than you.
No, she's like my mom's age. And
Exactly.
so when people say you look like Angela from The Office, I'm like, book the Botox, book this. I'm never wearing a cardigan.
I mean, like, I understand where they're coming from a coloring perspective.
No, I do look like her.
I would never say like, oh, you look like her. From the cut, like you have a similar hair color, similar skin color,
white and blonde. There's lots of other people. No, honestly, I do kind of look like her. And
are you pulling her up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that.
Show me her now. I'm scared. I do not think you look like her. Oh my gosh.
So, if you think I look like Angela from The Office, honestly, just like don't tell me. She's really beautiful, but like I do kind of look like her. Can you see it?
Yeah, you guys have a similar nose. That's probably the only thing. I mean, I see where people are getting it from, but it's a reach. It's for sure a reach.
No, people will say you look like Angela from The Office, and then like 100 people will like the comment. It's like, I know you're being nice.
That makes you feel better. I've heard like some celebrities get like male lookalikes that are like horrendous. So at least you got a decent looking person.
I'm sorry, Angela from The Office. You're beautiful. I just didn't. I'm booking a lip filler appointment. I think that's what it is. It's the small lips.
Your lips are not small.
Yeah, I'm gonna get lip filler. That's it. Anyways, I had to bring that up because like who was your celebrity look like everyone was telling you looked like? It was a really good.
I disagree. Cameron Diaz.
Yes. So Becca gets Cameron Diaz, and I'm I'm Angela from The Office.
Also, I'm just gonna jump into this. I just met up with Hayley previous to this. We went to the gym, and I like was pretty much brain dead and brain fried. And I just started a new job, and so I will just say right now I'm in like surviving, not thriving mode. I'm like, and like we all have phases of life where this is like the case. Like I feel like a lot of times you've heard on the podcast, like I am very type A. I like to go, go, go. But the last month has really been like survival mode. I think it's because we got hit by a sickness. I started a new job. We've had like birthday and holiday things. And like, I don't know if you feel this way, Hayley.
You have a newborn and 2 toddlers.
I have a newborn. I have 2 toddlers. And like, I do feel like the holiday list of everything you need to do for the holidays feels quite overwhelming. Yeah. Like activities and gifts you need to buy. And anyways, I feel like I'm running a million miles an hour with my head cut off. And it really is survival mode right now.
Yeah, and we want to be so transparent that like we really don't have it all together. Yesterday was a bad day for me. I was down bad, crying in my closet, and then my husband said, well, a few hours later we were talking, and he's like, "What's the podcast about this week?" And I said, "It's about how not to get depressed this winter and stay hot." And he goes, "Oh, no shit." He said, "You're going to teach people how to not get depressed."
So we're basically to be giving advice on what we need advice on.
Yes.
That's what it comes down to. And I do feel like if you're feeling like you're in the thick of it and like just surviving right now, definitely just like take it day by day. Like don't get too overwhelmed with everything and do like less overall. Like I feel like there's just phases where you have to just like get into survival mode, do what you can. And if you can't do it all, it's fine. Like you'll get back to a better space. And anyways, I'm definitely in one of those modes right now, so I can relate and know how it feels.
So, okay, along that line, what are some of your tips or something that you do during the holidays to survive? Because holidays with the kids are really hard. They're off their schedules, they're around more people, so they're getting sick, they're overstimulated, they're having a lot of sugar, you're stressed, you're overstimulated. Like Thanksgiving was so magical and so fun, but like it was hard. We hosted at our house.
Yeah.
Which just means that there's a lot of stress of like
the meal being perfect, the timing, cleaning up, like hosting.
My kids were sick.
Yeah.
It was a lot. And so I need some tips. Do you have any?
I would say my only tips is let them watch movies. Just kidding. Honestly though,
let loose.
I do like I'm okay. I'm going to get into this later, but I'm totally okay with like a cozy up movie night during winter. Like turn on Frozen, watch the Polar Express. Like if you want something
wrong with that.
If you want something more less stimulating, Charlie Brown has his little shows that he likes. There's like a snowman one that's like not very stimulating either. I'm like
Trash Truck Christmas.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, you're
down stimulating though.
No, Trash Truck is like one of the less stimulating shows.
Oh,
There's like
okay.
a list of like
Good
shows,
ones.
yeah, that like are less stimulating for kids, and Trash Truck is definitely on there.
Okay, gotta watch Trash Truck. And that's kind of, I know it's not really survival, but I'm like, sometimes like we just need to like take baths,
Yeah.
get into our jammies, and just like go chill.
Well, and I think too, you're really good about not watching TV with your kids. I'm not as good, but when you do romanticize it and you're like, okay, we're gonna have like,
Popcorn. Yeah,
something we started doing is like we're gonna do a movie night as a family. So during the
exactly.
day they'll be like, we want to watch TV, we want to watch TV, and I'm like, we're not gonna watch TV right now. And sometimes I definitely give in. But I'm like, how about later tonight we all watch a movie as a family, pop popcorn,
Cuddle. Like you're
cuddle.
kind of making it
Yeah.
like a romanticizing experience. Okay, do you have any advice for
No,
surviving the holidays?
my advice is
My advice is do less, but it's really hard to do less.
My advice is just like sometimes you have to get through it and try to
Mm-hmm.
enjoy it as much as you can. And actually, I do have advice, which is hard for me, but I feel like I've gotten better at it and I'm so grateful for it. Is when we are with family, there's other people there to play with your kids and entertain your kids. So take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Like at Thanksgiving, I was like feeling a little bit stressed because I was like, oh, my like mother-in-law is like helping my 5-year-old or almost 5-year-old get food and she's doing all this and I should be the one doing that. I'm her mom. And then I was like, do you know what? Like that's great that I have all these other adults here to
Yeah.
help me take care of my kids, especially because they're the
And bond with them.
and bond with them. So just like try to take a step back and enjoy the little moments. But I will say, like, it was hard. It was rough.
I will say that's funny because I was just talking to a friend about this who's leaving her baby for the first time. And I left Jack obviously pretty young for like 48 hours. And I was like pretty nervous about leaving him. And when I came back, though, my mom and sister watched him and they were like FaceTiming me, calling me, being like, hey, how's Jack doing? Is he sleeping through the night? Like, what does he need? Like, how's he taking his bottle? And I'm like, you also give them the opportunity to really bond with your kids.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like they're way more obsessed with him now because they kind of went through like the hard and easy
Yes.
with him.
Yeah.
And like, it's a good opportunity to like not always be the 100% person and let other people have those like bonding moments. And you
Yes.
kind of get that when they aren't 100% easy all the time.
Totally. So I'd say that's my biggest advice is like let other people help with your kids and don't
Mhm.
feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
Because like you said, I think like this is going to be cheesy, but how you love someone or to love someone even more is like giving them acts of service. And I
Yeah.
think when people are doing stuff for your kids, they do love them more.
Yeah, it's so true.
And they're not just like, enjoying that all like the bliss. They're like, they see that it's hard too.
Yeah.
It's validating too.
And I will also say, I guess like one other thing I thought of while you were talking is that small things like mean a lot to your kids. Like it doesn't have to be extravagant, it doesn't have to be expensive. Like
Yeah.
sitting down and reading a book with them or, making a hot chocolate or just like giving them undivided attention, like that's gonna feel magical. Like everything
Yes.
doesn't have to be like elf on the shelf or a perfectly wrapped gift for every single day, counting down, like do what you can and like don't sweat the small
Yeah,
stuff.
if you don't want to do Elf on the Shelf,
Do you do elf on the shelf?
we do, but we don't do anything crazy. And I actually grew up doing Elf on the Shelf
Oh,
from when I
wait,
was
has it
really
been
little.
around that long?
No, it wasn't around, which like this is kind of like my family's lore a little bit. Is we did it all growing up. My mom did it all growing up. No one had heard about. We didn't call it Elf on the Shelf. We just had like a Christmas elf that would come and watch us all year. And my grandma was gonna
Oh,
write
all year? That's
not all
funny.
year, sorry, all month.
Okay.
And my grandma was gonna write a book, and she like had shared this idea with someone in her church community.
No
And we're pretty sure
way.
that person told another person who then started the company.
So really, Elf on the Shelf is a beauty
No,
or is a
it's my mom's side. So Wenig. Oh, actually her mom, so Gardner. Anyways,
gardener
that's not
idea.
important. But yeah, so like we did Elf on the Shelf literally since I can remember.
So what do you do to simplify it?
We just move him at night, but we don't do anything crazy. Like
Oh, you don't do an activity.
No, we don't do an activity.
He doesn't have like dumb sprinkles out or anything.
No, he just shows up. I mean, once in a while, like last night we made cookies that night, so he was like eating one of the cookies this morning. But it doesn't have to be crazy. Like you can just kind of move him around and not make it that extravagant. And the kids do love it. His name is Elphys.
Cute.
And they look for him every morning at Elfie. Like from Wicked.
Yeah, I know. Cute. Guys, we really are obsessed with Wicked. Like it's so good though. Like the music plays in your head and anyways, it's so good. We haven't done Up on the Shelf yet, but I honestly it's hard because you see all these cute ideas on TikTok like the elves on the shelves and you're like, this actually looks so fun. But you just have to choose what you're gonna say yes to and like it doesn't have to be the same every year.
Do it all and like just don't give yourself all of the mom guilt for not doing all the things.
So true. Okay.
Because the best thing that you can be for your kids during the holiday season is a happy mom or parent. Okay, guys, we are going to get into our episode, and this week's episode is how to stay hot, aka not get depressed this winter.
Yes.
Which we need this.
Yeah. It's more for us than anyone else. But, okay, actually, when I was talking to Hayley at the gym, this is what we talked about, is like we're going to try to think of like tangible ways for you to easily implement these type of things into your schedule. Actually, how we can easily implement these into our schedule, because it is going to like be mood booster type things. And so we'll like think of like, okay, if we're the ones doing this, like how are we actually going to make this happen?
Yeah.
And like increase our life's happiness through all of winter.
Shout out to our friend Sav Gallagher, because she hosted the cutest girls' night, and we all came with PowerPoints, which Becca was sick, so she didn't.
I missed it.
It was really sad. But all of our friends got together, and we had cute little PowerPoints of how not to get depressed this winter, and it was so fun and so cute. And we did steal some of those ideas. So if you're in our little friend group and you hear something that you already heard, thank you for giving us some info.
Yes.
Now using for our podcast.
Using for our podcast, implementing our lives. We also like did some research on like TikTok and Instagram too, because there actually is a lot of good content there. And I think it's really easy to get like, you mentioned depressed, seasonal depression, just like it gets dark early. And so it's just like embracing it and enjoying like the winter months rather than like getting to a dark place, which can definitely happen through winter. So
it's happened to me a lot. And every year has gotten better. So I'm hopefully this year
is the best year yet.
This is the best year yet. Okay, starting off strong. We're going to start off with some self-care.
Okay,
this is
you
so
go through these ones.
As mom. Okay, first things first. This isn't sexy. This isn't fun. But go get your hormones checked. I know it's like all the rage right now. We're talking about hormones, but this is so real.
Mm-hmm.
About a year ago, I went and got my hormones checked, and it changed everything for me.
Yeah.
I found out that my thyroid was off. I found out that my insulin was off. I found out all of these things were off.
You're like, it's not just seasonal depression. Like, I actually have bodily functions that aren't working.
Yes. And that affects your mental health so much.
Mm-hmm.
And full transparency, I've always struggled with anxiety and depression. I've been on Prozac for the past 11 years. Shout out Prozac. But now that I've paired it with supplements that are actually helping my body physically, your thyroid is connected to your mental health, your gut is connected to your mental health. Like, just go get your hormones checked, and you don't have to go to some fancy, crazy doctor.
Yeah, how do you get yours checked?
So I have a doctor who's so amazing, who I did do a little bit of research because I wanted to find someone, because there's such a range of doctors out there.
Yeah.
There's people that there's doctors that just want to, this is like a whole tangent, but there's doctors that want to just prescribe medicine, and then there's doctors that just want to do supplements.
Like homeopathic,
Homeopathic, which can be expensive and just all that stuff. And I like to be somewhere in the middle. So I found a doctor who tested all of my hormones. She was really good about it. She tested all the things, especially that women lack postpartum, which was so important to me.
Yeah.
And then she got me on some supplements that are not expensive. They're easy to get from Amazon. And I'm not going to say the supplements because I don't want people to just like hear a supplement and be like, oh, that helped her.
That's what you need. Yeah.
Go to your doctor, get some blood work done, get your hormones checked. I have never been healthier.
This is kind of like a weird question. Do you just say like, hey, I want to get my hormones checked? Or are you looking at for like a doctor that's like, does hormone checks?
No, you can ask any doctor.
Okay.
And if you have a doctor that's like, I'm not going to check your hormones, find a new doctor. Like, I am so passionate about this because I went through a couple of doctors, and I went to one where he was like, oh yeah, like your thyroid is off. I'm just going to give you all this medication. So
rather than like doing the blood work.
My cholesterol was also off. He did the blood work, and he was like, well, we're just going to give you a ton of meds. Gave me a ton of meds, and they all had side effects.
Yeah.
Which, like, nothing gets medication. Again, been on Prozac for 11 years. But I don't know. It's nice having a doctor that will also just like give you supplements. And so I went off a lot of those medications, kept some of them or one of them, and then I'm doing supplements. So just ask your doctor. It's so important, especially for women's health, and especially like at our age. Hormones are just like so
crazy.
Important. And right now is a good time to get your hormones checked, because then you can start supplements, you can start healthy habits, you can add some things in that are really going to help you. So then by spring and summer, you will feel the best you've ever felt. Yeah. Like, now is the time.
I do feel like you're thriving. So that probably is the reason why, is getting your hormone check. I've actually never done it, but I want to. Once I'm done breastfeeding, I'm going to kind of wait until like my hormones have settled from like having a baby. But okay. Do you want to keep going through?
Okay, next one. This is also self-care. Fun drinks.
Yes.
I am a drink girly. I think I've mentioned this before.
She's got her hydro jug. We got our Christmas cups.
One for hydration, one for fun, one for caffeine. Have you seen those TikToks?
Oh, yeah. It's so true, though.
I constantly have drinks with me. I love drinks. So
what's the fun drink for people then?
Like a fun drink?
Because it's hydration. What's the fun?
A fun drink would be like hot chocolate, which we're drinking, but we're drinking a healthy hot
something
chocolate.
something without caffeine.
What are your thoughts about bone broth hot chocolate?
Oh, I haven't had it. Is it good?
I haven't had it, but have you not seen it all over TikTok?
No, but I mean, I like trying stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, I
but
like
if it has too many ingredients, I like don't want to like make a full recipe.
It's like bone broth, cacao, maple syrup, and salt.
Okay, I have those ingredients at home.
Should we try to make it?
Yeah, let's make it.
It just sounds weird, like bone broth hot chocolate, but it is all the rage right now. Anyways, okay. I love during the winter season, like really embracing the coziness and trying to romanticize winter as much as I can. And one way I do this is you get a new mug every year, which like this is 30. I am turning into such a 30-year-old, but I go and get a new mug and then I'll go to Trader Joe's or Harmon's or a grocery store and I'll get like some new fun teas. Yeah. It's like peppermint tea, or I just got like a
calming, and it like kind of sets the mood for the night.
Yes. And so like drinks are just like a fun way to wind down, or even during the day if you need to pick me up. There's nothing just like there's something so romantic about just like drinking a little tea. Yeah, it's so true. Okay, love it. Okay, self-tanning. We talked about this on the last podcast of like our favorite self-tanners. I love the salty face one. I need to get it.
I've never done the full body self-tan, but I just do my face.
If you want to work together.
And it does really actually make a big difference, and it lasts forever. Like I still have my Owls in Paradise from like 4 years ago.
Do you use salty face on your body or just your face?
I just do the face, but you do a full self-tan, like the body?
I do the full thing. I am marinating at least once a week.
See, that's amazing. And it honestly does make you feel so much better though, huh?
Oh, spray so much better. Self-tans. And I feel like that's not a novel idea. Like people are always like self-tan during the winter. Yes, it's true. Not only self-tan, but I've also heard to have a really good exfoliation really makes your self-tan better. And dry brushing. I just started dry brushing like 6 months ago. I've tried that. I love dry brushing.
It's supposed to help with like
lymphatic drainage.
Yeah, and also what's it called? Like when your hair, like it, like your follicles cleans. Yeah, ingrown hairs.
All the things. Yeah, I dry brush before I get in the shower, and I love it.
Okay,
it's another good.
Speaking of showering, hot and cold showers for like resetting. Like,
are you a cold plunge girly?
I'm not, but like I have read all the benefits, and so I'm like, this would be fun. And so
have I told you my first cold plunge experience? So my husband and I went for my birthday, and I'm like so excited. I have not tried a cold plunge, and like I would say I'm pretty tough. Like I'm pretty.
What, you did it for like 1 second?
No, just listen. I thought I would. I was like, oh, I got this in the bag. Like people are being so dramatic. So you start off in the sauna. So my husband and I are in the sauna,
getting all hot,
and then I see this fitness influencer, which I'm not going to say her name, but we live in a place where there's a ton of influencers, and I just totally gave away where we live. But anyways, there's a lot of influencers, and I see
New York.
I see her. Yeah, we live in New York. We see her doing it, and she is like going cold plunge sauna. There's like 4 different cold plunges, and they go from like cold to coldest. She's in the coldest one. This girl is killing it. So the competitive side of me, I see her, and I'm like, I've got this. Yeah, I've got this. She has like full 6-pack. She looks so good. Anyways. So I go in the sauna and I go to get into the cold plunge. The pain that I felt going into this cold plunge, I am sitting in there and I'm like, I'm going to throw up.
How long did you go?
And I think like 2 minutes, but my husband's
like, that's good.
No, but I was literally
sitting. Some people can only do like 30 seconds.
This girl in there, the fitness girl is over here and she's like in there for like 6 minutes. I'm over here. I'm like, I'm going to throw up. I'm going to throw up.
She's probably done it like a lot though. Because I think I tried it and I only did 30 seconds.
No, I thought I was going to throw up. And anyways, I didn't love it. And then we got a cold plunge in our backyard. And by a cold plunge, I mean that we got a stock tank. Like the thing that you put chickens in.
Yep, I've seen those.
And my husband loves it. But then
you use it?
No, because then I read that it actually wasn't good for women during like their fertile years, which we are in. So I was like, oh, I don't have to do it anymore. It's not good for me.
Yep.
But it is, I will say it's like a good mental reset. I can't remember her name. She is a
just go put your face in the snow, honestly. That would reset you.
Go outside and like lay in the snow.
It is kind of true though, like a hot or cold, like
it just kind of shock
you into like, okay, I can be normal.
And the thing I do like about it, if I do the cold shower thing, I'm like, okay, this is like I'm doing something really hard.
Exactly.
And so like it is a good like mental training, but if it's also not your thing,
then no judgment.
No judgment.
Okay, this is a good one. You wrote this one down. Embrace the winter uglies. Okay. I love it. You gotta talk about this.
Yes. So this is what I mean about embracing the winter uglies. Because you know what? Sometimes you can't get around things. You just have to go through them. And I will say winter uglies are a little bit inevitable.
Yeah.
So if you're already going to be ugly, do some things during that time that also make you ugly. What I mean by this is a few things. If you know, okay, I'm going to say, for example, a few things I'm doing. I'm going to the dermatologist next week. I want to start tretinoin. Do you know what tretinoin is?
No.
It's like a face treatment. And when you first start tretinoin, your whole face is kind of like peeling and you're like breaking out because it's like getting everything out.
Like, might as well.
I'm going to do that during the winter because I'm already inside and I'm already looking ugly. I might as well
putting a beanie
get
on.
everything out.
Yes.
Make my skin refresh. So then by summer, I am looking good.
Yes.
Another thing I'm going to do, Invisalign.
Okay.
I've been needing Invisalign for a while now. And I'm going to do it in the winter months because then by the summertime,
then you're looking good. Yeah.
So anyways, doing those things that like also maybe make you a little bit ugly, in the long run are going to make you prettier. It's kind of like, you know how you can't see the light without the darkness?
Yeah.
You have to be ugly to feel pretty.
Exactly.
Like the uglier you can get during the winter,
beauty is pain, and the pain is looking ugly.
Yeah.
I also like that you put like hair masks and stuff because it's like a slick back bun. There's no better time than winter for a slick back bun. Yeah. And just like, you know,
do all the face masks, do all the hair masks, do all the treatments.
Yes.
Do a chemical peel.
Yep.
If you can afford one. I can't, but like if you want to do a chemical peel, do it now.
Do it now.
Go to your dermatologist. Go get your hormones checked, okay? We're gonna be hot. We're gonna be ugly this winter, so we can be hot in the
summer. Exactly. And really hot too. Okay. Water. This one's so simple but so easy. Drink so much water. That's what we have written down.
Which I didn't realize this, but it's such a good point. You're not drinking as much water in the winter because you're not hot.
Yeah.
That was like a light bulb moment for me. I was like, oh, that makes so much sense.
Do you get it? Can you count your tea as water?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's like 8 ounces.
I count everything as water.
Like, yeah, so drink your water. And it's funny.
Diet Coke
today at the gym, they were saying, they're like, also try to drink full Stanley of water with electrolytes before you drink your morning caffeine or coffee. And we're like, that seems really difficult, but hey, it's an ambitious goal. So that might be one to try.
Yeah, maybe we should try that. Yeah, drink so much water. Okay, this last one that I put is, you know what? Just like romanticize the shit out of winter.
Yeah.
I want you to pretend that your life is a Hallmark movie.
Yep.
I want you to get your tea. I want you to put on your fuzzy socks.
Turn on some good music on your drive.
Good music.
Wicked.
Yeah. Like just romanticize. I think I put something in here maybe later, but like I loved this idea that I saw someone put on TikTok is having a winter playlist.
Oh, that's a good one.
Feel good music.
Yes.
Music is so important, which little side note, do you let your kids listen to the music they want to in the car or do you listen to your music?
I would say like we've gone through phases where it's like they listen to theirs and I listen to mine, but they've gotten accustomed to our music, which is nice. And so they have songs that like they like that like they love like We Will Rock You.
Wait, that's cute.
Yeah, but we never listen to Spidey and Amazing Friends anymore, but we did that for like a whole year straight.
Do you know what I had to listen to for 2 weeks straight?
What?
Peaches, 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 peaches,
peaches, peaches.
You know what that's from?
No.
The Mario movie.
Really? Yeah, it sounds like loathing. Loathing. We're obviously in our musical era, guys. We want it all. Wait, that's not the same song, is it? What is that one?
I think that's like High School Musical or something. It's past our bedtimes. Anyways, having just like, I don't know, a good little playlist during the winter, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And I want you to pretend, I want you to go to a cafe.
Yes.
A little ASMR. I want you to put on your fuzzy socks. I want you to drink a tea. I want you to go to a cafe. I want you to put on a sweater, maybe a scarf. And I want you to romanticize the shit out of winter.
Do it. Okay. Love it. That's all of our self-care tips. Now we have like a few, like this might be a little more effort because it's not self-care. It's like something you need to add into your routine. And like we said earlier, like if you can't add anything to your routine right now, don't stress. These are pretty simple, but I think like a little bit of effort these will like go a long way as far as like overall like state of happiness through winter. So the first one is like a nightly routine. Go to bed early. It's hibernation season. Like dim the lights, turn off the overhead lighting, like put on candles, make it cozy, take a bath, like do some of your self-care items, like just have that little nighttime routine. And we talked about this a little bit earlier, but like it's totally fine like to do like a chill night at home in winter, like whether that looks like a movie, whether it's like reading books. Like I feel like it's almost easier to just like be calm and cozy up rather than like try to go through the winter months with your kids.
Yeah. Okay, I love that. Should we go into starting a new hobby?
Yes, let's do it.
So last year I was how many months I'm not going to do the math. I think I was like 6 months postpartum. How old is Jack?
4 months.
Yeah, so kind of like a little bit more than you. And I started some new hobbies last year during the winter that changed so much for me. One of them was audiobooks.
Yeah.
Which I know a lot of people listen to audiobooks, but I just like really got into audiobooks. I started to just do more for myself.
Yeah.
I started like I painted some candles. I was knitting. I was just like doing all the cozy,
Crafty,
fun, crafty
yes.
things. And it was so fun to have something at the end of the night to look forward to that like wasn't just watching a show.
Yeah. And like almost something that you could do even while watching a show too, like knitting or like a fun one I was thinking would be like getting into like film photography or like I think just like something that takes you out of like yourself and like can be a little bit of a creative outlet.
I think it's
You're doing sourdough.
Yeah, I've been doing sourdough for like 8 months now, and it is a big part of my personality.
Yeah.
If I talk to you, if you've met me for 5 minutes, I'm probably going to mention to you that I can make sourdough because it's the only thing I can make.
And it's very good. It is very good. Okay, you mentioned like audibles. I also think like reading is such a good way to like unwind through winter. I was gonna like list off a couple books to like just get started if you need like some fun reads.
No, that's perfect.
Well, what's like been your favorite audible? You want to think while I tell you mine?
Yeah, I'll think about it.
Okay. I love the artist Taylor Reed Jenkins, I think is her name. And one of her books is like Daisy Jones and the Six. She also does like Seven Husbands of something. Carrie Soto's back, like all of her books.
Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
There you go.
Oh yeah, I'm
all of
right now.
It's good. Do you love it?
Yeah.
Her books are just really well written and like really fun, like stories that like keep you engaged, and they're also very lighthearted. So it's not like I think like if you get too heavy in a book, sometimes it's not very fun.
Have you gotten into fantasy?
I've dabbled, and I'm not like I liked Fourth Wing. I'm not like a big Actar. Court of Ronan Thorses. That's like the big one.
I know I haven't read it.
You haven't? I mean, people are obsessed with it. So I mean, I'd recommend. But do you like fantasy?
No.
Did you like Fourth Wing?
No.
Okay, never mind. Don't recommend. Okay, second book, Happy Place. So cute. Such a good read. This is like kind of a twisty one, but it's not too creepy. Like I don't like overly creepy, but The Silent Patient is really good. And then one I just read this summer, which honestly isn't really winter vibes because it's kind of a summer novel, but it's called Tom Lake, and it is so cute. So yeah, just get a cozy book. Those are like some good ones just to like get started if you want like to get into reading. And I feel like once you start, you can't stop. And then one other tip, there's an app called Libby, and you just have to link your library card and you register for a book and it's free.
Can you put it on your Kindle?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
And they have audio books too.
Okay, have you noticed?
Basically, it's like free books, but you have to wait like, so I'd go put like all 5 of those books in right now because they take like a few weeks.
To get.
Yeah, because there's like a certain number that they loan out.
Okay, have you noticed at night when you read instead of scroll, you sleep so much better?
Yes, that's what I wanted to get into next.
Okay, I'm gonna start doing that because my sleep lately has been rough.
That's literally what I put after this because like social media fast or like unfollow accounts that like aren't bringing you joy. I've like seen this all over the internet right now, which is so ironic because it's about the internet and it's on the internet, but it's just saying like how
and you might be watching this on the internet
how overstimulating. I actually feel like a podcast for some reason feels a tiny bit different to me.
Yeah, it's educational. We are educating you right now.
Yes.
How to not get depressed this winter.
It's like conversational too.
Yeah.
But like they are suggesting like doing more like low stimulation activities versus like really high stimulating activities, like where you're getting those like endorphins all the time from like scrolling a TikTok.
Yeah.
Because it's making you like get kind of numb to like regular.
Yeah, sensitizing you.
Yeah. And so anyways, like it's hard to not be on social media in the winter, I think.
Basically, how not to get depressed is just to go back to the olden days and make sourdough and read books.
Minimalize everything.
And drink tea and be a grandma.
But I will say if you are going to be on social media, just like follow things that make you excited and happy and like inspire you. Like if it's making you feel bad about yourself, it's time to step away from that.
I love that. Okay, I just remembered something I forgot to put on here, but I really want to talk about it. And I talked about it at the girls' night. So everyone talks about spring cleaning.
Okay.
I think the best time to fully declutter your house and really clean your house is winter because you're already at home, and the only thing worse than being stuck at home is being stuck at home with a bunch of crap that you don't need or want or doesn't fit you anymore.
Yeah.
Well, during the winter, I will like choose one thing a week, like a project that I'm going to take on. So whether it's like, I don't know, going through my kitchen and cleaning out my kitchen drawers or going through, it just like feels good to feel productive because you are inside more. And then that way you're home and you're just surrounded by stuff that you use and that you love and not just a bunch of.
And the clutter isn't like fuzzing your head up.
Yeah. And then by the spring and summer, you want to be outside. You don't want to be inside cleaning.
Yeah.
you'll have a clean house and you can just enjoy being outside. So like that is a little hack. Let's change it. Can we rebrand it from spring cleaning to winter cleaning?
And I will say, if you guys don't know this about Hayley, she is, I don't know if clean freak is the right term anymore.
You think I've gone past that?
No, I just don't know if like that's still like clean freak. Like, is that even like a thing people say anymore? But you are.
Organizing.
You're very clean and you're extremely clean, like to like a crazy level probably, but like everything is organized at her house. And it's funny, I met her mom like a year ago and like everything is completely organized and labeled at her mom's house too. I'm like, okay, it's all making sense now, but like it's something I love about you too. Like, and like I have always told her, I'm like, you could be like one of those girls who like does the TikToks and like cleaning that are so satisfying. Why are cleaning videos the most satisfying thing to watch?
Well, it's so true. Like I was having a really hard day yesterday, like I mentioned, and something that I do when I'm having a hard time that really does help is I just clean. And I don't know if that's healthy. If you're a therapist, let me know. Like I just clean. I just go for it. It does make me feel better.
Yeah.
My husband knows if I'm having a hard time, if he takes the kids for a couple hours and just lets me like go to town and get my steam cleaner out or get my label maker out, like I will fix it.
It's honestly very impressive. It is so impressive.
Is it impressive or do I need to talk to a therapist? Let me know.
Okay, that does make me also think real quick, like talking about mom tips. One little thing I like to do before Christmas is I like to have us go through all of the toys that we have and like make a bag to donate. One, because I think like it's good for your kids to think of other people. I'm not saying like giving used toys is like necessarily the best way to think of other people, but I like even say like, hey, think about who like other kids like who would love to play with these like, and I even choose like some of their like things that they've really loved in the past and like give to some other people. Yeah. So anyways, it's just a good way to clean out the clutter because I know more is coming in and like I always like go through everything and reorganize before we get like all the new Christmas stuff.
We do that a lot.
Yeah.
A little bit. Okay, next thing that we're going to talk about to not get depressed.
Okay, getting outside. This is probably the hardest one because it's like
we live in a place where during the winter months the sidewalks aren't even clear.
Yeah.
There's snow on the sidewalks. One time there was snow over my fence.
Yeah.
So this is hard for me.
It is hard. And I'm like, so I was actually thinking about this. I'm like, it can really be as simple as like even going on a drive and letting the sunlight in. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you can make it as easy as possible. And one thing I saw on like a lot of the TikToks is like try to get outside first thing in the morning because it helps your circadian rhythm.
I know. I need to do that.
How could we do it? Like, seriously, how could we like make it easier? Because I feel like we're rushing out the door in the morning. We'd have to wake up earlier.
Well, that's the thing. It's just not sustainable for us right now because our kids go to school at 8 a.m. and we have to get everyone like ready and out the door by like 7.
Okay, here's an idea. What if we like went right after drop off for like 10 minutes?
I go to work.
So yeah, but like we could maybe like I feel like I could fit in 10 minutes somewhere.
But that's usually when I go to
I would need to be doing something else in that time too, like to make it extra productive. I don't know. We'll get back to you guys on that. But like I do think that is a good get outside and like just move. Like vitamin D.
Or get a red light.
Hot yoga. Yes. Or happy lights. People love those. Yes. And you put the winter soundtrack and then I also thought like a good podcast too. To like go listen to and go for a walk. Honestly, the best time for me to walk is if my kids are napping and I'm like taking a little break from work. That's usually when I go. It's at 2:00 in the afternoon. So
text me.
It's not the morning. I do sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
But it's usually just down the street for like 0.5 miles. It's literally not even a whole mile.
Do you know what I am? I'm committing right now to you and everyone listening to this podcast. I am going to go on walks this winter, even if I have to
like
put on
every day or how frequently?
What am I committing to? I'm committing to 3 times a week. If I have to put on my puffer and my snow boots and maybe my snowshoes, I'm going to do it.
Okay, I will also join this goal with you.
Okay.
I used to like love closing my rings on my watch, but I don't think I'm able to commit to that today. But my goal will be on the weekdays to walk every day.
I love that for you.
Okay, the last thing is just like little winter activities you can do to enjoy winter, I guess. I saw this on a TikTok and I wrote it down. It seems kind of hard, but it also seems like it would be huge fulfillment for like the effort. And it says get out from 5 to 7 p.m. 3 times a week.
Yes, which I will say this is the hardest time of my day with my kids.
Yeah.
It's after nap time. Everyone's tired. There's not really anything to do.
Exactly.
You're like waiting for dinner time.
It's getting dark, by the way, as well.
Yeah. So this is good. We did this today. Today we went to a workout from 4:45 to 5:45 or 5:30, whatever it is.
I feel like I do have more energy tonight.
Yes. We should start doing that more, but it was good.
Okay.
It's a way to
what would be some other good ideas and like free ideas? I mean, obviously you can get dinner or something. Oh yeah, library. That's a good one.
Yeah.
This is like not getting outside, but like driving around and looking at like Christmas lights. My kids love doing that.
Yes.
And at least you're just like getting out of the house.
Sometimes we'll go and get hot chocolate from 7-Eleven.
Okay.
And just like go walk around a park.
Love it.
What else? What else? What else? Yeah, but I like this idea. And so I think as a mom too, like even if it's not getting out between 5 and 7, having like a girls' night planned at least once a week.
Yes.
So like you're not staying out too late, but like you're just doing something. We talked about like doing hot yoga once a week.
Yes.
Which I really want to do.
It's funny. I literally wrote that same thing, like doing a craft or a movie for a girls' night too.
Yes, love that.
And even if you have like something like that planned, like you said, once a week or even like once a month, it's just something to look forward to.
Oh, girlfriends over for craft or movie. I love that.
Yeah, isn't that fun?
Yeah, cookbook club, book club, do all the cozy fun things.
Yes, and like you need the social interaction, and I will say it is like kind of hard. Like even tonight, we're like, do we even really want to do the podcast tonight? Like I don't want to get ready.
So tired.
Or we just want to chill and rot, which I think there's a time and a place for that as well. But like it's sometimes nice to get that like social interaction, those endorphins, just from like chatting with people, and it can be so low key, like pop popcorn, watch a movie, hang out.
Yeah, and you need those friends that you can just like. It doesn't have to be a huge thing. You can just be like, hey, come over, let's watch a Christmas movie.
Chill.
And just chat and eat some popcorn. Like it doesn't need to be a full thing.
Yep.
But anyways, those are our tips on how to stay hot, aka not get depressed this winter. And we're gonna do them. We're gonna go on our walks.
Yep.
We're going to put our hair masks in. We're gonna drink tea.
I don't want to commit to too much, so let's I'll choose 2 things I'm gonna do.
Okay, what are your 2 top things you're gonna do?
I like the idea of walking. So I also have a walking pad, so I'm going to do that or outside.
Okay.
Those are like my 2.
You're committing to walking every weekday.
Every weekday. So 5 days a week.
Okay.
If I get sick, though, I get a free pass.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to try to do the water thing before caffeine.
I'm so proud of you. Okay. The side 3 times a week.
Okay.
What's my other one I should do?
Do something that's like easy.
To unfollow accounts that don't make me happy on social media.
Okay, we're gonna report back. Also, do you know what we should try to do? Well, this might be hard.
What?
We should give ourselves like, maybe we make this a goal in the new year. I like a limit of screen time. It's kind of hard because it's your job, but maybe like a limit of like screen time that's just like for entertainment or something.
I know it's hard for me to measure it though, because you can put the parameters like on your phone, like only spending 30 minutes on Instagram. My job is Instagram. I am a creative.
When you're like putting a post for like Wolvenick or something though, like are you then like going and scrolling for yourself as well?
Well, little Instagram tip for engagement is when you post, you don't want to post and ghost. So you post and then you go comment on people's stuff. So I am scrolling for a little bit because it shows the algorithm that you're engaged. Anyways, free little tip.
That's a good tip.
I will stay on for a little bit, but I feel like that's hard for me. But I'm gonna try not to go on social media after 8 p.m.
Okay, that's actually, I like that better.
Yeah, because
then
like,
there's other things you can be doing. I also saw this like TikTok and it was saying something like it's so crazy when I watch a show and I'm not on my phone. I'm like, what have we come to? Now we like
it's little so screen and the big screen.
Like you're so proud of yourself by having only one screen. Honestly, I do feel so much better though if I just watch TV and I'm not scrolling and watching TV.
I know, but that's
changed society.
Like, I love that too.
Yeah,
it's like kind of my guilty pleasure. Is like
it's a nice rot
on my phone. Yeah, sometimes you need to rot.
Yeah, it's fine too.
Like we can make goals, and I think you and I are very type A, so we like have all these goals, and then we'll both be like, "Shit, we're so overwhelmed."
Back to survival mode.
Back to survival mode. So I think it's good that we're only choosing 2 things.
Okay.
And then in the new year, let's try that. Let's try it.
Let's see what happens.
Going on social media after 8 p.m.
Thanks so much for listening, you guys. Really joining us on our green journey, listening to Wicked, our new gear. I have to just call it gear now because it's just like too funny.
It's only gear in my head.
It's only gear. And look at how cute the hat is too. I'm obsessed. Anyways, thank you so much. Hopefully you're having a wonderful holiday season. Don't put too much pressure on yourself and really just like enjoy this time.
Stay hot this winter.
True.
Okay, bye guys.